My name is Gregory, and I get the privilege of sharing my testimony. While in high school, 9/11 happened, and I saw that affect a lot of people that I went to school with. During that time, I kind of decided, hey, I'm going to go into the military. Being in the military was the first time I was really surrounded by alcohol. Almost immediately started partying, and I got paid to work out, shoot guns, and once we got off, we were drinking. During that period of time, it was May 18th when we first deployed, and got back November 18th. We lost 14 guys in Afghanistan, we lost one in Iraq, and getting back from that, I started coping with alcohol. It was very easy to, just drink and try to repress what we saw, what we did, who we lost. And then very shortly after that, we just started having a bunch of our friends who started killing themselves. So I was going through PTSD and drinking a lot, and then I started to have a lot of hate. I got engaged, and at some point it was, hey, Gregory, you need to give up alcohol or I'm gonna leave you. And that happened. She gave me back the ring. I really, at that point, I stopped drinking and got back in the church, and I would say that it wasn't really for me. It was really because I lost everything and I wanted to get her back. And so I made that decision for her. I was sober for 7 months. We got married, came down to Charleston, South Carolina. While I was in the restaurant business and school and drinking again, we had our first child, Charles Gregory. And some of you might know I have 2 kids, Charles and Bo. They're awesome. They are my world. Because of my, pursuing my career and not God, and having alcohol very much so in my life. And that was an issue with my marriage and even prior, and hiding alcohol and lying about that, broken trust. Eventually that became separation and divorce. Very shortly after, or actually going through separation, I jumped into another relationship, and there was two people going through separation, coming into another relationship, and I thought that it was God's plan for us to be together, so that way he could use our broken pasts to reach other people. And instead, that was my plan. There was a sermon that was preached February of 23, and it was talking about having community of people and having godly people in your life, people who can love you and encourage you and build you up. And during that sermon, it was, if you're bold enough to raise your hand, to admit that, can you do that? And 3, 2, 1, and my hand went up immediately. I don't even remember putting it up, to be honest. It just went up, it happened, and that was the first small step of faith where I knew at that point God was going to do changes in my life. I made the choice to go on a men's hike. So first men's hike, I had no idea that it was just a bunch of real dudes getting together, and we're all broken and we're all living life and we don't have to do it alone. I then decided that I was going to go into a men's small group. We got into a men's small group, and then being able to get out of that relationship, going through a second separation, got through that, and I thought that things were going to be much better than they were for a couple days. I think that is really when I got into the worst part of my life with alcohol. It's like I was drinking to the point I knew that either I was going to kill myself from drinking so much because of alcohol, or I was going to get arrested. And my buddy Earl and we were training and we were working out, and I was able to be honest with him. He was somebody who went on the men's hikes with me. I got very close with him and honest with him about how much I was drinking. And it was like, hey, let's quit drinking in March. We're in February, we got a marathon coming up in March, and let's lose some weight or whatever, and to do that. After that, really, well, now it's been a year and 2 months, or a year and 2 weeks of me being sober. And last men's hike, I was able to, it was my third one. I was helping lead it. I actually brought a bottle of bourbon with me, because May 18th, for the last 15 years prior, I would drink a whole entire bottle of bourbon to myself to honor the guys that we lost while serving. And this time, I was able to dump it out. And I had a group of men that were standing with me on that day to be like loving me. And that time I was like, yo, Drew Weaver, he's also Marine Corps. Me and him talking, it's like, yo, this is what we need. We need men's group. We need to do a veterans men's group. And that like sealed it 100%. Yo, we need to go after guys who are broken, who are going through things, who are living life, thinking they're doing it by themselves and they're not. And him and I, we started our men's group for veterans or active duty, EMS, first responders, military, and being able to love those guys. So we did that last semester. We've got one this semester as well. This past summer, I was able to run a men's group for working out. We would meet in the mornings at 6 o'clock, go to different areas, go to the beach, have a little workout, and then just share life with men. And it's been life-changing for me to be able to help these guys. And now I get text messages or I get phone calls that are like wins from them. They're telling me little things about their life that, are wins. And I want to hear that because that encourages me. God has given me a very eventful past. And I love being able to share it. I love being able to bring God up in every single conversation. It is now just being able to say yes to God in every single circumstance of my life. My name is Gregory Wagnon, and I am living proof that Jesus won.